Sacramento Mayor Steinberg.
Wow, my heart is full, and I have so much that I want to share. I will keep it brief, of course, but I want to begin with thank yous, and I won't be able to thank everybody individually, but there are some people that I must happily acknowledge, and I begin with my colleagues here, because I'm the mayor with the big gavel here, but we are a team, and this city and Steve Hansen and Eric Guetta and Jeff Harris have been and continue to be fierce warriors, along with me and the rest of our colleagues who are saying, as Bikchara said a moment ago, this is no longer acceptable. We don't have to live with this reality of so much human suffering. And we are committed every day, in every way, to bring every dollar we can to site every facility we can to aggressively build more affordable housing, and to turn the corner on this seemingly, but only seemingly, intractable issue, and to make a huge difference. So thank you to the team that comprises this. And that's true as well of our great city staff that's represented here, and our SHRA team, our housing authority. We're one family here, and we are committed to this mission. I thank you all for being here as well. And I know the Downtown Partnership and our COC, Lisa Bates, is represented here. So thank you. The Kaiser team has been tremendous. And I'm going to talk about Bernard Tyson in just a moment. But let me thank Greg Adams. Let me thank Dr. T, Cynthia Tejas, my longtime friend who in many ways has been the champion of this initiative. And Bikchara, thank you. You are fabulous. And what you're doing here, I know you're doing throughout the state and the country, and you're saving lives. Grateful to you. Congressman Matsui, of course, thank you to you for being the great partner that you are, and making sure that the federal government obviously plays a huge part in all that we do here. I want to thank Sandy and Jordan and Trish Rodriguez, the people leading here on the ground. Janet, of course, thank you for coming up and for your leadership. Michelle Odell and the local team here have been tremendous. And I know I'm leaving out lots of people. We got a lot of providers here who are the real heart of the effort here, because you're the ones on the ground, Kelly and Jonathan and Aaron and others who know what it takes to save a life and to turn around a life. I'm actually, these last couple of days have actually been kind of emotional for me, because between the governor's speech yesterday and today's event, I know I have been waiting for these moments for 20 years. That a governor would devote his entire State of the State address to homelessness and to mental health. I mean, really? That we would be standing here today? You know, there is a big difference between a symbolic token contribution, which would be easy to do, by the way, and $32 million. $32 million. That is an incredible statement by Kaiser Permanente that you are full partners with us as we put forward our city resources and leverage our federal resources and our state resources. These issues becoming the priority that they are a long time in coming. And we must grab this moment as a city and as a state and say that which we acknowledge as kind of a given, that homelessness is what it is and that it is growing, can no longer be. I won't digress too much into the policy realm here, but you probably know I'm pushing very hard at the state level for us to say as a matter of public policy that it can no longer be optional to bring people indoors. For when you really think about it, the fact that we make it optional for every level of government, for all of us to bring people indoors and to care and treat them, is a damning statement itself. For we don't say that about public education or about renewable energy. We must require what we know is necessary. And yes, it takes resources, but it also takes a different spirit and a drive and a collaboration that in this region is just beginning to emerge in a profound way. And the fact that it's Kaiser, our leading healthcare system, partnering with the city and the county also makes a different kind of statement. Because as Bekchara said a moment ago, that housing first is not housing only. That it is in fact the combination of housing and whatever it takes for people who are our brothers and sisters, who are the children of parents who once had better lives, many who were once functioning and employed members of society, who have fallen on the hardest of hard times, but for the grace of God, there go I. That we know what works, and it's just a matter of bringing it to scale. And what you're doing here today is giving us the opportunity to get closer to scale, just to be specific about how this money will be used. $5 million will help us construct the Meadowview Women's Navigation Center in South Sacramento and the WX, whatever it takes, Navigation Center under the freeway. I want to do a press deal, and we will soon, under the freeway, and I want it to look empty. I do. That's the press shot, by the way. The emptiness of what it looks like under the freeway, except for the tents and the people who are languishing in unhealthy and unsafe circumstances. Because we're going to change that reality because of this partnership today. And we're going to have 100 beds, and we're going to move people through every 4 to 6 months, and we're going to get hundreds of people through every year and begin translating the hundreds into thousands. That's what this $5 million is going to go for. And then you add the $25 million for housing. We are committed, thanks again to the leadership of my colleagues and the leadership of our respective housing teams. We are on the verge of approving a $100 million housing trust fund in Sacramento. And we've said, sort of without the facts at the time, and now the facts are being borne out, we can leverage that money. We can use that money to attract the private sector dollars, and we can turn 100 million into 200. Well, guess what? We're at 125 now because of what you have done and on our way. And we're going to be smart about it. We're going to build more efficiency housing like the redevelopment agents and Shel Dozier and her team are helping us do in North Sacramento. We're going to get people indoors, not in shacks, but in quality, smaller units that are easier to build, faster to build, less expensive to build, but still with quality and dignity so we can get more people indoors. Thank you to everyone who is putting their heart, their soul, and their resources into turning this around in Sacramento. Together we can, together we will. This is a great, and I would venture to say, historic day in our city, because I think it does represent the single largest private sector contribution for the cause that we are fighting for every single day here. Very grateful. Thank you very much. And I did not leave out the county of Sacramento because the city is one entity and not a health and human services agency, as you know. We are one family, as I said earlier, and we are certainly one family when it comes to the county. And there have been a few rough spots, but we are working together better than we have in a long, long time. And so this is a city-county partnership, a state partnership, and a federal partnership. I want to bring to the stage my friend, our partner, Supervisor Patrick Kennedy.